When I was 12, just standing in line for one of those regular routine physicals you have that we joke that the doctor just listens to your heartbeat to see if you're still, if you're alive, if you're breathing. He said, you know, we hear a murmur, and if you feel like your parents want to get it checked out, it could be a really good idea. So my parents did, and we went immediately to see a pediatric cardiologist, had all the tests you could kind of imagine, and he said, you know what, microscopic hole, you're fine, you can keep playing, doing everything you normally do. Just come back every year for an appointment. So we did that. That was, like I said, when I was 12. I went back at 13, 14, 15. I was fine, no changes. But 2 weeks before my 16th birthday, they changed the diagnosis to hypertrophic cardiomyopathy and said, you know, if you stay under our care, no physical activity whatsoever. No sports, but no physical activity at all. So that clearly was a shock to me. That was not news as a kid who played 4 sports that wanted to hear. When you have HCM, your septum, which is the muscle that divides your left and right ventricle, everybody has 2 ventricles, the septum divides them, and my septum is too big and it impedes into the left ventricle. And therefore my blood flow is not normal. I do not get the right amount of oxygen out of my heart and into the rest of my body. So because of that, your heart cannot pump efficiently. And any doctor who listens to my heart can immediately hear that it sounds different. The months leading up to my diagnosis, I definitely had a lot of wheezing. So much so that I went to a doctor to see what was going on. And they did all kinds of tests, and they said, you know what, we think you have exercise-induced asthma. It wasn't shocking to my parents or to me because as a child I had regular asthma. I took medication for asthma on a daily basis. I had rescue inhalers. I eventually outgrew that, which they said is not uncommon, but it's also not uncommon to then get exercise-induced. So there I was now with a rescue inhaler, taking it like somebody would drink a glass of water, because I would be running and I would and that shouldn't have been happening for somebody who wasn't as good of shape as I was. And I would just keep taking that inhaler thinking, stop the wheezing, please God, stop the wheezing. When I was diagnosed, my world changed forever. 15 years later, I can still tear up when I think about that day. To sit there and be 16 years old and hear you're never gonna pick up a field hockey stick again, you're never gonna kick a soccer ball again, throw a softball, shoot a basketball, was like no pain I'd ever felt. So it was devastating. I woke up the next morning thinking it didn't really happen. That can't be real. I heard my mom on the phone with my coach breaking the news, my field hockey coach, to her. I just made the Keystone State games, wasn't playing, and obviously couldn't play. And you just keep thinking this can't really be happening. This isn't going to happen. The things that you love the most in life, they can't be gone. When I moved down here about a year ago, I knew I needed to find a cardiologist, and I didn't even know how to go about doing that. Being 31, I have no friends who have heart conditions, but when I went online and did a search, I saw that at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Dr. Matthew Martinez specializes in HCM, and I was ecstatic to see that because I've never had somebody who specialized in HCM before that could be my regular doctor, my regular caretaker, and he's just been absolutely fabulous. The amount of time he spends with you, listens to you, answers your questions. I couldn't have a better cardiologist. So I'm the Phillies writer at the Morning Call in Allentown, and I just finished up a 10-game homestand. So I drive every day from where I live in Northampton to the stadium. It's about almost 70 miles one way. So I'm pretty much working from about 1:30 in the afternoon till 1:30 in the morning. So yeah, it's not uncommon for me to work 8, 9, 10 days in a row. During the playoffs last year, when I went to the World Series, I actually worked 42 days in a row. I was very ready for a break when that was all done, but I'm lucky. I love my job. I get to watch baseball every day. For anybody who's just diagnosed, I think it's really important to look at the bright side and find something else that you love to do. If something was taken away from you because of HCM, there's always something else out there for you. Most of us are going to live really long, normal lives, and we have a couple daily reminders of it, but everybody has something, and this is not going to end it. It's not like I have a life expectancy where Dr. Martinez says, okay, you've probably got 20 years left. It's nothing like that. I'm likely to live as long as my parents or grandparents. I just make sure that I eat well, I exercise a lot, I don't smoke, I don't drink, but you have to stay on top of your health. Don't be afraid to go to the doctor. Don't be afraid to have that MRI, to have the catheterization, if you need EP studies. In the grand scheme of things, it's just going to help you down the line.